Hi, everybody.
Hi everyone, welcome to Made of Stars. Today we're going to be talking about something a little heavier than usual. So maybe I'll throw out this trigger warning because we're going to be talking about one or more of the shootings that happened recently
Mhm.
in New York and probably California.
Yeah, and all around other places that I'm sure it's happening, throughout the week that we're not even know of. That's probably not even being broadcast either, or viral, things like that. So yeah, so we're opening up a prayer for everybody right now. For those who are affected, we pray for your family, your friends, and the loved one that's going through this heavy times, and just taking care of yourself and your little ones. I know it's really hard to go through this kind of things, but they are in a great place right now up in heaven. I'm looking down upon you and your family and those that they care about. So just, allow their soul to go, allow their soul to rest. And we're really sorry to hear everybody who's had passed during these shooting times. Our hearts are with you guys, and we're constantly praying for, better days, everybody around the world that's being affected. So yeah. So again, really sorry to hear about all these victims are killed. And as we pray, we wish everybody, family, well and loved by, people around them, neighbors, and just hopefully you can live through this and that everything will be okay. Yeah.
When I pray for world peace, and that is what we need right now. We need to stop the violence. We're sending lots of love to all the victims and all the family members, and we just um, we understand how much hate there is in the world, and I've lost a lot of people as well. We're sending a lot of light to those families and anyone who is suffering from these losses. So prayers for everyone.
Yeah, there's for everybody. Now that we're beginning to talk about the topic, of the hate crimes, that's happened over the past week in Buffalo, New York. There's no room for hate these days. And I'm sorry to say that these people who were killed, that were targeted to Black people, especially, and that is just not right. No matter what race you are, there shouldn't be any target in anybody's back, no matter if you're Black, white, Asian, Caucasians, mixed race, whatever. There's just no room for that. So in that sense, not only just the Black community are affected. I know my community, Asian community, especially recently, I guess, in Orange County, OC, California, there were a Taiwanese hate. Um, and, you know, he was targeted to the Taiwanese community. Long short story short, that he went to a church that's in Orange County, to, shoot these Taiwanese people because of politic issues. And he's not even from California. From what my understanding, he's from Las Vegas, and he drove hundreds of miles to the nearest, city, I guess is Orange County, OC, and then decide to pick a church that's, Taiwanese based, and I believe the church is called Geneva, and he just opened fire, and this doctor who's 52 happened to be Taiwanese and saw him reload the gun and tackle him, the brave soul, and got shot a couple times, and he didn't make it. And luckily, the pastor used a chair and hit him in the head, and some of the our standard bystanders, I should say, use a rope, and tie him up and call the police, and that ended that. According to the news, that what I heard, that he had several explosive in the church, and he was planning to blow up the church. So thank God that he didn't, because there were many more people could get killed. But yeah, so like I said, because of the brave soul, this 52-year doctor, saved other people's life, but he sacrificed his own life. So, in my community, it's a very saddened time. And come to find out, it's a very small world, because my dad knew this killer. My dad, he was my dad's high school, um, like in the same grade and this things like that. And they knew each other. And when the news broke, their school was can't believe that it's from, one of their student long time ago, like, 50 some odd years ago, but still it affect the school, because, even though it doesn't directly affect the school, but the school itself, like, knew this person, and the news kind of broke in Taiwan, and that kind of saddened the community too. So it's a very small world. And at the same time, like I said, no needs to hate on anybody else. And once again, there's not much to say. I'm just, we wish these people that, passed, let their soul go, let their, rest in peace. And, family members, of course, mourn over them, but knowing that they're up there watching you now, um, that's all we can do, you know what I mean? And just, let the love and light, send these love and light to these people around the world, especially their families.
Yeah, I mean, now that those souls have passed on into the next phase, we hope for a peaceful transition. But the people who are really suffering now the most are the families who have to deal with the loss. And you know, I'm pretty sure 10 people died in Buffalo and were murdered by this crazy man, some crazy man, a white guy who hated Black people and committed this hate crime. And even though I don't really understand it, and I feel like even if I read about it more, it won't really lead to an understanding. I'm not really going to understand anything like murdering another person um, under any circumstances, really. But in these cases where like the world is already so full of fear, it's painstaking because people are already, petrified. They can barely leave. There's some people who can barely leave their homes.
Right.
What we don't need is more fear and more danger and more hate. So, we need to really get to the root of like the root of what is causing all this like evil and humanity right now. Like even my job had to kind of acknowledge all the issues that were going on in the shooting, and they offered us a few hours for mental health. And I'm glad that people are acknowledging mental health now because of everything that's happened for the past 2 years, Black Lives Matter, everything. Well, it's just the beginning though. And we have a long way to go. We have a lot of work to do. So I
Yeah.
hope that everyone starts to heal.
Yeah. I
Hope that
mean,
everyone can move forward somehow.
I agree. I mean, I think social media also have to play a big part of it. Example, like, the Buffalo shooting, he was broadcasting live on Twitch. Why had Twitch not caught that immediately? I have no idea. And he
But they'll
broadcast,
catch nudes. They'll
yeah,
catch nudes.
he was broadcasting for 10 whole minutes before
That's
they
just,
realized something.
that
And
I didn't know. That's terrifying.
and from what I've read, that standby people were like saying like shut that off. And but what disturbed me a lot is people that's watching the live. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. Just I don't understand how you could watch that and not have any kind of remorse. What I mean? And this shooter guy, from what I read and heard on the news, is that he was inspired by another live broadcast, for another church shooting, from what I like read or something. I don't remember what name or where, but he was like intrigued. So that led him to the Buffalo shooting, because he thought, like, if this person could live broadcast, so I could too. Like, that is sick. And like I said, these websites like Twitch, like social media sites, how could they not catch it right away and shut it down immediately and call, and like, people call the cops like right away. What I mean? Like, how is it that they allowed the person that, who's broadcasting for 10 whole minutes? I mean, that's absurd. I'm angry. I'm pissed. How this happened? Like, amount of these times and people watching it, just I don't have words for this. Like, really, I don't.
I mean, that's like the apathy of our fellow humans, is terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying. So I mean, people have become so immune and numb to war, violence, murder, hate crimes. I just saw a guy shooting up heroin yesterday for the first time
Hmm.
on the train.
Oh my gosh.
And that's just one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I was terrified. I was actually terrified, because I've lived in New York my whole life and I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Terrifying. And I was like, I did a double take, because I was like, is this really happening right now?
Mm.
And he's shooting a needle up into his leg.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just like, this is horrific. I mean, people are really messed up. People have all these mental health issues. They lost their families, they lost their house, and we're just turning a blind eye. This isn't normal. Don't normalize
Yeah.
people not having food to eat, people not having a place to live. Don't normalize war, murder. Don't normalize these things. These things aren't normal. This is sick, and it's 100% preventable by
Yeah.
getting to the root cause of these issues, not just treating the symptoms like we're always doing and the effects. That's not what we're trying to do here. What I saw, I will not be able to unsee. And
Yeah.
I'm not even the one experiencing it.
Of course.
I can imagine how that person feels who's homeless and probably doesn't know what he's going to eat tonight and where he's going to sleep. So
Right.
we need to come together. If we do not come together, it's every man for himself. This isn't survival of the fittest. This isn't Hunger Games. This is real life,
Yeah.
and people need to start treating it as such by helping each other. It's like, when's the last time you volunteer? When's the last time you help your community? Like,
Mhm.
when's the last time you like thought about anyone else but yourself right now?
Right.
It's
Exactly.
just like crazy to me that you could even think or even consider
Yeah.
killing another person. I can't even punch someone in the face. You know how many people in my life have deserved to be punched directly in their
Yeah.
face?
Of course.
And I haven't even done that. If I can refrain from punching the people in my life who absolutely deserve to be punched in the face more than once, we need to address this issue immediately.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, it's a human issue. Because yes, he is, the evil in humanity, whoever is doing these shootings in this scenario. But that doesn't mean there isn't all this darkness in other people, this fundamental darkness that is just being swept under the rug, and
exactly.
we
I
need
mean,
help.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I read some quote somewhere that, you can buy alcohol at 21. You can have your driver license at 16, and things like that. But you can buy a gun
At 18.
at 18.
Yeah.
But
And join the army. I'm just like, we're we're promoting murdering other people. We're promoting like children going into war. This person was considered a child 1 year ago, and now suddenly they're able to hold a gun and hold someone's life in their hands. First of all, no.
yeah,
I mean, I know a lot of people are choosing to go off the grid because they don't want to be a part of this. Is
exactly.
that the solution? I have no idea. I really don't know, honestly.
Either.
Maybe if you create communities off the grid, but if it's just you by yourself, like living in a house on a hill somewhere, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But I
Exactly.
don't know if that's a
I
real solution. That's just a temporary fix.
I agree. And like I said, social media has to do a lot. I mean, that video must have been shared 100,000 times.
That is so sick.
And it's still floating out there. You know what I mean? Once you're broadcasting, somebody grabbed it really quick. And no matter how, that video is there. So you can on, on scene or whatever. But at the same time, a lot of times politics has to do a lot too. Like for example, like I said, the targeted Taiwanese church, that has to do with politics, issue between China and Taiwan, and that person is supporting China as the one Taiwan to go, its own nation. Like I said, there's a lot of people that sick in the head, like that needs help, and I'm glad your company is acknowledging that. I'm glad my company is acknowledging that. And I think every company out there needs to acknowledge some sort of mental health issues, and and address that. Like, I'm not sure how many company are doing that, but I think we need to do.
Clearly not enough. Because if all these companies were doing this, we would not have shooters. If the government could get people protected, if I mean, protect and serve my ass. That's the only thing that you're protecting and serving right now. Like, what I mean, these systems aren't even making sure that people get fed and have a place to sleep. And this shooting was 100% preventable. Like, everybody knows this.
Yeah,
When a baby is born, is the baby evil? Does the baby come out of his or her mother's womb, like, and just say, I'm gonna start killing people right now?
yeah, no.
Like, that's what is the baby's first word? Ma, mama.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
it.
these are
Not
all,
guns.
yeah, all these behavior are learned throughout the
These are
years
learned behaviors.
from
Learned behaviors.
people who you associate with, or the things that you watch, social media influence, these things, and medias, and list goes on and on. But yeah, like I say, we're just sending love and light to these people and the whole world that needs it at the moment. And so
Stay strong. We're gonna do a little meditation,
yep,
a
stay
little breath
brave.
work to help everyone feel more balanced.
Yep. Stay brave, stay strong, and thank you to those who risk their lives, and that evil shall not prevail. Like not today, Satan, not today. We are very strong as the world. If we can gather up together and defeat these evil people, we'll be all right. But as of right now, we're doing little closing prayers and meditations to sending love and light to these family and people around the world, that's going through hard times, including ourselves. And like I say, as you are you afraid to go outside? I mean, I don't know, like, that's the question we gotta ask ourselves constantly, but we can't let these things purvey us to go outside. We still gotta live, you know? So just, and know that you do what you can do, and and that you're a good person, and that we're all a good person, and that the evil shall not win. That's all I'm gonna say.
And with that, we'll start our meditation.
You wanna start it off?
I guess so. Since you asked.
Okay.
All right. Let's close our eyes, everyone.
So we'll breathe in, breathe out. Do that a couple times. Breathe in, breathe out. Let your mind clear, and sending love and light to yourself, to those people around the world, especially those victims' family. That light will guide them through these hard times, heartaches, the loss of loved ones. Allow them to be strong. Allow them to live through this pain and heal. And allow these loved ones that who passed on, so be released on this earth and go to heaven, happy garden, or wherever that you think that their soul will go to, and that they'll always be with you, that their love is unconditional, eternal, forever in your hearts. And we're sending love, we're sending light. And as we keep breathing in, letting all the stress and all the unnecessary evil thoughts out, and allow us to be grateful and peaceful that we're still here and that we remained calm, and that may our lives be at peace and moved on from these tragic events, and allow us to live in a peaceful, loving, calming environment. Breathe in and breathe out. As we thank you for joining us, and again, sending love and light to you all. Namaste. Amen.
Yes, release the fear, release the hate, release all these heavy negative emotions, and just let in love, let in freedom, let in joy, healing. There are people in your life that love you and care about you. And most of all, we're doing this together. Taking a deep breath. Don't forget to love yourself even through all this. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Love and light, y'all.